Hey guys, welcome to today's lesson where we're going to look at Azure Data Explorer, spin up a cluster and a database, ingest some data, and take a look at that data once it's ingested. So the first thing we need to do then is go to the Azure Data Explorer. So if we type in Azure Data Explorer Clusters and click on that, that's our new one. So what we need to do then, we're still in a free trial, so you create a Azure Data Explorer Cluster by clicking create. Let's keep it the free trial. Let's create a new resource group, and I'm just going to call this demo cluster just so I know where everything is and we can delete it later. New demo cluster. Give your cluster a name, so I'm going to call this demo cluster. Oh, sorry. Demo cluster. Oh, perfect. Keep it in East US, that'll do for now. In the workload compute section, let's just pick the smallest one we have. So dev/test, extra small, yep, no problem. Compute specifications, smallest ones we have. Availability zones doesn't actually matter for us right now. So let's just keep that all as it is. Scale, again, we'll just want one instance count. Configurations, we're not going to use streaming ingestion today. Everything else should be fine. So let's just click view and create. That all looks good. It just takes a little second to validate, as you can see at the top there. Once that validation's finished, that was about 30 seconds there. You just click the create down the bottom left. It takes a wee second to do the initialization. Brings you another page that tells you that it's in the process of bringing up your cluster. Once on that page, you can see that deployment is in progress. So we'll pause the video here and then we'll pick it up once that deployment is complete. Okay, that took about 20 minutes to spin up. Azure actually say on their website typical spin up time's 10 minutes, but this one took 20 tonight. Must be a busy time. So let's go to resource. And once we're on the resource, you can see that the cluster's been created. The next step is to create a database. So let's create a database. You need to enter a database name. I'm just going to give this something that I'm going to remember to delete. So let's call this test database. Let's just keep that simple. Database. Let's hit create. This usually takes about 1 minute. So I'll pause the video here and then we'll pick it up once that database is ready to go. Okay, that literally took 30 seconds. Yep, that literally took 30 seconds in total. So let's select query before we do any kind of data ingestion. We're just going to run some gusto. So if we type in .show and then in capital and then database and then we hit run, you'll see that we have one database. And then if we click .show tables, hopefully you'll see that we have no tables because we don't have anything apart from our database, as you can actually see in the in the side menu there on the left. Yeah, so I suppose the next thing we really need to do then is create a table and get some data in. Azure actually have a really handy lesson, and I'll put a link to it in below. It's got a couple of commands, and we'll just copy and paste those commands straight in. So just for complete clarity, what I'll do is I'll open that page and we'll flick between them together. So as you can see, we're just going to ignore the first 3 steps. We don't need to carry them out. 4 steps create a table called storm events. So let's copy that table by clicking the copy button. Let's paste that in and let's run that. And as you can see there, we're actually in the test database as our scope. So just make sure you're inside the test database and then run that. Let's get rid of that command. Then as you can see, the next thing we need to do is ingest in the table storm events. So that's actually going out and getting the storm events from a sample file. Again, completely free at the moment. So let's just copy and paste that in and run. Takes a few seconds because we're now running a REST request, going out, getting that data, bringing it back in. As you can see, no errors. Everything has run successfully. And then rather than reinventing the wheel, let's just copy in that command there and paste, and hopefully we have some data. There we go. Storm events, California, high wind, date time, so this is 2007 data, it's historical. And you can start playing around the storm events from there. And again, just to repeat, I'll put the link to this page in the description below. We've already done steps 1 to 3. So you can just start step 4, copy and paste these 3 black boxes in, and before you know it, you have data ready to go. So really, the last thing we're going to do here is just a bit of visualization, actually using the web UI. So I'm just going to click Open Web UI because it gives us a bit of a bigger screen there. And as you can see, we have the demo cluster, our test database, and our storm events. I'll put in another link below again, because there's no point reinventing the wheel here. If we load up this page, it talks about getting in some more of the storm event data. So we have that already in. We can kind of ignore that. But what's really interesting is then point 7, where you can start to do graphs using the Gusto language. So if we just copy that from point 7, we go back in and we paste it in and we run. You can see that you actually end up with a column chart there. And if you read what it's doing, it's saying take the event count, take it by the average latitude by state, and then sort it, and then look at the event count greater than 18. And what we want to do is then basically see that event count by state. And as you can see then, by state, we now have a bar graph of the events. We'll leave that here for today. Really, the last thing you really need to do, so this doesn't go out of our free trial, is go back to the cluster and just stop it by clicking stop. That'll shut it down, and then you can delete all the resources that we've created so far. So thanks for watching, guys. As usual, I'll make all this information freely available on my website, www.johnnychivers.co.uk. And until next time, thanks for watching.